Hey, 6th grade, the last two lessons in our chapter today, and on Thursday you'll be taking a test. So we have designing an experiment and scientific literacy. Key questions from lesson 3. What is scientific inquiry? How do you design an experiment? What is a scientific explanation? Lesson 4. Why is scientific literacy important? How do you analyze scientific claims? How do you research scientific questions? So, sorry about that. I had some issues with my mouse. Scientific inquiry is the ongoing process of discovery in science, the diverse ways in which scientists study the natural world and propose explanations based on evidence they gather. So it's the process of gathering evidence about the natural world and proposing explanations based on this evidence. A hypothesis is a possible explanation for a set of observations or answer to a scientific question. It must be testable. You can design an experiment that follows reliable scientific principles to test hypothesis. An independent variable is the one factor that scientists changes during an experiment, also called the manipulated variable. And then dependent is the factor that changes as a result of changes to the independent variable in an experiment, also called the responding variable. So the controlled experiment is an experiment.
Hey, 7th graders.
Sorry, guys. Hold on a second here. Okay, sorry about that. My computer is not being my friend today. So a controlled experiment is an experiment in which only one variable is manipulated at a time. Bias is a subjective belief that affects a person's attitude towards something. An error in the design of an experiment that affects the results of the experiment. A repeated trial is a repetition of an experiment to gather additional data and determine whether the experiment's results support the hypothesis. Replication is the process by which a cell makes a copy of the DNA in its nucleus before cell division. Scientific explanation is a generalization that makes sense of observations by using logical reasoning. A scientific explanation is a generalization that makes sense of observations by using logical reasoning. So again, that's the main point. And then last, we have scientific literacy, the knowledge and understanding of scientific terms and principles required for evaluating information, making personal decisions, and taking part in public affairs. By having scientific literacy, you will be able to identify good sources of scientific information, evaluate them for accuracy, and apply the knowledge to questions or problems in your life. Evidence is observations and conclusions that have been repeated. Opinion, an idea about a situation that is not supported by evidence. You can use scientific reasoning to analyze scientific claims by looking for bias and errors in the research, evaluating data, and identifying faulty reasoning. To make decisions in a design experiment, you need relevant and reliable background information. So your vocab, scientific inquiry, hypothesis, independent variable, dependent variable, controlled experiment, bias, repeated trial, replication, scientific explanation, scientific literacy, evidence, and opinion. So please complete the Edmodo questions for lessons 3 and 4. Let me know if you have any questions, and again, you will have a test/quiz on Thursday. Have a wonderful day.